That's it. And let me share my screen. Okay, that's great. One more. That's great. Padlet. And let me check in Zoom. Manage participants. Olver. Okay, Violeta, Marta Gaitan. Please write for me in the chat who is Marta Gaitan, who is Olver, because I need you to get inside with your actual names. Hello, Segura. Hello, Miguel. Hello to everyone. Yes, Miguel, tell me. Okay, Olver is Salome. Salo, next time try to get inside the session with your actual name, right? Because I need to check the attendance. Okay, one more minute and we will start with the class. Okay. Infidias, I think. Okay, yes, 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 no problem. Yeah. Guijo, Juan Pablo, Guijo, how are you? Okay, 15 participants. Uh, when it becomes 2:35, we will start. I think there's nothing else. No one else, sorry. Yeah, let me organize this. The chat. Here's the chat. Sure, no problem, Pardo. No, no problem. It's not a grade, so don't worry. As long as you do it, no problem. And I feel the activity you can do, send it. The idea is today, but if not, you can do it when you are able this week, and you can send it to me. Anyway, I am going to make feedback of what I see in your results next time, next class. No, I am not llegar de taller. What? Okay, okay, okay. Um, okay, kids. For the taller, for the worksheet, yes, you can send it right now, or you can send it also during this day or these days, no problem. It is not a grade, this is not a score. That is something for you to practice, and I am going to talk about that the next time that we talk about prime numbers, factors, and all of that stuff. But try to do it as soon as you can, and of course try the solving of this worksheet to not interfere with other subjects. We have to be really respectful with the time of every subject. Let me admit these two people. And okay, kids, today we are not going to talk about prime numbers, because I actually really need to start with this topic of geometry that thankfully most of you already know a little bit. Don't worry, we are going to remember some things in order to expand the knowledge in the following classes. Um, and next time when I receive the results of all of your worksheets, um, I will make the feedback of the worksheet, and we will continue with that topic. So let me see if there's more people getting inside. No one else? 17 people, that's great. Okay, I'm going to make a screenshot kind of the attendance so I can put it on Phidias. And okay, let me start. Let me minimize this. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Polygon transformations, but there are many Polygon transformations, but we are going to talk about 3 transformations that you already know. That are translation, sorry, because it is actually translation. Me faltó una, sorry, translation. I didn't write the end, but it has reflection and rotation. You already know about that, but let's review it a little bit so we can, in following classes, learn about other transformations that also exist. Don't worry, if you have questions, I will allow I will allow you to ask in some minutes, but first let me start with the explanation. So first of all, we are going to see what is a polygon transformation. And as you can see here, it says that any modification that you can make to the properties of a polygon can be considered a transformation. Yes, let's stop here. Let's stop here. So for example, you have this triangle. Hmm? I will check the chat later. You have this triangle. And now you are going to move this point a little bit outside. So it becomes a little bit stiffer or narrower. Yes, the shape changes. That is a transformation. But we are going to focus only in some transformations that have some special characteristics. Isometries. And don't get scared about the name. Isometries is not something difficult, is not something complicated, because you already know the 3 isometries. The 3 isometries are the 3 transformations that we saw last year. But why do they receive that name? An isometry is a change that you can make to a polygon such that its position is not the same. So it changes the place. It is not going to be in this place, but it's going to be in another place. For example, like here, yes. But the shape is the same. So it means that if you overlap this triangle with the other one, they are going to completely coincide. But don't worry, because I will explain it a little bit better with better examples in a software. So let me check the chat. Chat. Teacher, teacher, I'm not llegar taller. Perdón por al principio, no worry. Ok, chicos. This, sorry about the, perdón por el gallo. This presentation is already available here. Sorry. It's already available here in the Padlet. Look, at the end, you can see this transformation, this presentation. And I want you to download it, but not now, later when you have time, when you feel like you want to check it, because I implemented something really interesting here that you can open. But if you want to copy, first pay attention. And if you want to copy and take notes, do it later, please. So we are going to start with the isometries. The first is the translation. Okay, before that, let me check the chat again. Yes, the same question, the same question that always. Copy, please. only this the first two things. Meanwhile, I explain the first two items. So only copy this and only copy this. Meanwhile, I explain. So a translation is an isometry that changes the position of a polygon. So the place is another one. You change the place of a figure without flipping it or turning it. So it means that you don't flip it, you don't turn it, and flip is voltear and turn is girar. So the place, la posición, changes, but you don't flip it, which is like making a mirror, voltearlo, or you don't turn it, which is girar, right? So you can see here in this example that I have this polygon. This is a rectangle with points A, B, C, and D, right? Well, I am going to make a translation of that polygon, and the result is going to be this other polygon. As you can see, the shape, the figure, sorry, I didn't, okay, let me do it again. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Yes. As you can see, if you take this figure and you put it over the result after the translation, it is exactly the same figure. The only difference is that it moved. And how do you do it? So it moves one amount vertically is like this, and horizontally. Yes. So you do it point by point. So let's see. The point A moved to this place. And now this little comma, this apostrophe is to represent that this is the result of a transformation. That is not the original, this is the result, but we call it also an image. So it moved how many spaces in vertical? Sorry, in horizontal. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 positions in the horizontal direction to the right. So remember, you don't count the first one. This is the 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now vertical, upwards. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So 9 horizontal and 4 vertical. Sorry, horizontal to the right and vertical up. Yes. So that is what the point A made, that translation. But every single point did the same. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, and here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly the same. And if you do it with the D, it's going to be 9 in this direction, 4 up, and the same with the C. 9 in this direction, and 3 and 4 up. Okay, let me check the chat. Okay. Yes, we saw that last year, Juan Pablo. Let me say it again. We are going to remember that so we can learn about other transformations apart from these three, because we will need all of them. Teacher, another question. Can I make the exercise of literal addition to take the photo? I don't understand this. Yes, if you can do it on your own, yes, no problem. No entendí. Okay. So now let's do a translation on our own. Let me take, okay, and let me use this tool called, ay Dios mío, quite. Yeah, GeoGebra. Yes, I don't know if I show you that before last year or this year. I don't remember. But imagine that we have this triangle, polygon. Hmm? And we want to transform it with a translation, and we want to move it. Let me do this like here, and the other one like here. Perfect. And we want to move it, let me say, 3 units right, and 7 units down. Hmm? So let's do it point by point. I don't know what did I do. I don't understand what I did. Yes, ahora sí. So let's do it point by point. Look, 3 units right. Let's do it with DA. So we start here in the 0, and we move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we are here. 3 units to the right. But now we have to go 7 units down. So 0, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minute. Yeah, let me do something. Um, okay, no, I wasn't able to do it. Anyway, and let me rename that, renombrar with A prime, because that is the result of the translation of A. A with the little apostrophe, A prime. Now let's do it with the V. So remember the same, 3 units right, 7 units down. So here, 0, 1, 2, 3 to the right. And now let's go down, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, here. Okay, let me select again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And that is going to be called B prime. Sorry, with capital. And the same with the C. Okay. 3 to the right, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 7 down. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's it. And if we join, sorry, let me change also the name because that is C prime. And if we do it, and if we do the polygon, sorry, what happened? That we created another triangle in another position, but it is exactly the same. Exactly the same. So let me show you in the slide, and now I will check the chat and I will let you ask some questions after I show this. So kids, you will be able to do this in the presentation. If this doesn't appear when you download it, you can also get inside this link. It will get you to a browser, and it will this will appear. Look, this is a figure, CHGFED. That is the figure. That is the points of the. Those are the points of the figure, and this arrow represents the translation that we are going to make. So I want to move this figure this distance in that direction. So let's see what happens when I move this little slide. You see that a copy of the figure is moving in that direction? And when we finish, look, every single point moved in that direction. So some quantity horizontal and some quantity down. And the result is exactly the same. What happens if I change it? You see? You see, the result of the translation is exactly the same figure. It always fits. It always coincides. So that always happens because it is an isometry. Isometry is it means that the result is exactly equal. Now let me check the chat. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Juanes. Mariana, I am going to activate your microphone because I want to see if you understood properly. Where are you? Familia Lopez. Hello, Mariana. How are you?
Teacher, good.
How are you? What happened?
Good.
What?
Good.
Ah, okay, you're good. You're good. You're okay. So, did you understand now better, or do you have still any confusion so I can make it clear?
Confused. Bueno, eso.
Confusion. Yes, Mariana. Okay, what don't you understand?
Eh, why is the translation? Because, porque, o sea, si de la figura, no sé cómo se dice, perdón,
The
y
figure. If the figure is what?
similar, o sea, igual.
Similar. Similar. Okay, be careful, Mariana, because similar and equal is not the same thing. And actually, similar has a really um, different meaning to congruent. Congruent means equal.
Lo único que cambiaría son esas comas que están al,
And
bueno, arriba.
the position, Mariana, because this is the original and this is the result. But the figure is exactly equal. The only difference is that it is in another position because all of the points moved according to the decisions that we made. For example, here, you can see that here in this one that I made, the figure is the same. We only changed the position. This is the original and this is the result, the image. Le decimos imagen, la imagen de la primera figura, the image of the first figure. Because here was at the beginning, now here it is the end. But it is the same. Do you understand now, Mariana?
Ahí sí se ve mucho mejor.
Okay. And here, ¿sí ves que es lo mismo? It's exactly the same. Yes, better. Any other question, kids? Write it in the chat right now. Thank you, Mariana. I am going to mute you. Perfect. No, no, no. Perfect, I think. Solo nos quedan 15 minutos. Yes, yes, Juan Pablo, no problem. I can explain the other two transformations before the 15 minutes finish. So the other one, the next one is, yes, 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 no problem, no problem. I know, I perfectly know that. I understand that. The other one is the reflection. Do you remember when I told you about mirrors? Yes, here, here, here. Where is it? Mirror. So a reflection is another isometry. Remember, isometry means that the shape doesn't change, only the position, but not exactly like the translation. It's a little bit different because it flips. And the word flip means in Spanish voltear. So you can see that here, this figure is flipped according to the image. Yes, you can see that this one is the result because it has the apostrophes, the commas. So it is flipped, la volteamos. we used a symmetry axis, which is this line. The technical name is symmetry axis, to flip it. And this acts as a mirror, es como un espejo. But how do we do it? Let me show it to you in GeoGebra, which is this thing. Let me do another one, another figure, another polygon. Let me do maybe this one. Yes. And I am going to make a little line that is going to be my symmetry axis. Ay, Dios mío. No. Yeah. So, how do we do it? We need to count how many units are from every single point to the symmetry axis. So remember, you don't count the original, you count from 0 here. So, punto, yes. Let's start with the D. 0, 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 spaces, 3 units from the symmetry axis to the point D. So we repeat that amount to the other direction. 0 in the symmetry axis, 1, 2, and 3. And we put the image of that point here. So D prime. D prime. Now let's do it with the E. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 units. So now to the other direction. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is going to be called E prime. And finally with the F in the chat, please don't do it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 spaces. Now, once again, from here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we create this polygon. And you can see that this figure is exactly the same than this one. The only difference is that it is flipped. Yes. And there is another characteristic, kids. If you join this, 10 minutes, perfect, no problem. If you join this segment, D with D, yes? What happens? That the symmetry axis and that line, sorry. Let me put this point here. It happens that the symmetry axis and this line is completely perpendicular, but not only that, because it is also the bisector. So look, exactly this amount is exactly the same. And if you do it with this, you're gonna see that this is also perpendicular and this distance is exactly this one and the same here. The distances are equal. It's like in a mirror. Everything is exactly the same, to the same distance, to the same proportion, but only flipped. And before looking the chat and let you ask questions, let me show you with GeoGebra. Oh, sorry, this is a mess. This is a little mess. Let me minimize this. Let me minimize this. PowerPoint. Let me show you this. Yes. So look at the original figure. I am going to only move this to make it a little bit bigger. You can see that I can change the figure. This is our original figure, and this is the symmetry axis. Look what happens when I move this slider. It is reflecting, it is moving, it is flipping, and look what happened. Look what happened. We created a copy, a reflection of that image at the other side, but it is flipped. Yes, And this line, this line and the symmetry axis, let me put this point, sorry, intersection point, yes. Sorry. These two are completely perpendicular. Yes, you see? Let me change the shape. Espera, wait, mueve. You see that the mirror does the same? It's exactly the same figure. But if you move this point, it is always going to be perpendicular. If the symmetry axis and this line is not perpendicular, the reflection is wrong. Now let me check the chat. Yes. I know that Zoom is going to expel you. Don't worry. I completely know about that. Now, any question, kids? So I can talk about a little bit of rotation. Emma, I am going to let you talk. Emmanuel, where is Emmanuel? Hello, Emmanuel. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, what is your question, Emma?
No, no tenía question.
So you should have written no
Yes,
instead of
that
yes.
you ya puedes pasar a el que sigue.
Okay, thank you, Manuel. Okay, so no questions. Cuando tenemos el tiempo para copiar, ya tiempo para clase. Okay, I will leave you time next time. Yes, I didn't consider about that. No problem, Juan Pablo. You are really clever about that. So, rotation. A rotation is an isometry. Remember, it doesn't change the shape. La forma no se cambia. Creo que aquí se cambia un poquito em, porque la imagen seguramente se distorsionó. It means that it spins the figure, la gira. It means that it moves the polygon around a fixed center with a determined amplitude, o sea, un ángulo. And let me show you this really quickly. In a rotation, the center of rotation, oh yes. Parece que esto no está cargando. Let me open it in the browser. Cerrar todas las pestañas. Yes, cerrar todo. Escape. Escape. No abrió. Here. Mejor lo copio. This is the rotation. So look, here we have the figure. As you can see, we can we can change the figure and the transformation will always work. So this is a point that we need because this is going to be the center of rotation. So all of the points are going to create an angle between the point, the center, and the angle that we want. So let's say that I wanted to move 45 degrees. Uy, me pasé. 45 degrees. Ay, 30, 35, 40, 40. Bueno, digamos que 30. Okay. 30 degrees. No, 25 degrees. Look, this is the angle that we used. And kids, if you measure this with the image, what is the angle? 25. But, okay, and let me erase that angle. Bueno, cambiamos let's change the angle, 135. Now let's do it with another one. E to the center to E. What will be the measure? it should be 130. And you see, and if you do it with all of the points, you will see that the relationship is still the same. All of the points rotated that amount. But not only that, let me erase that angle. Let me put it to 0. What happens if the rotation center, the center is inside the figure? Let's see. You see, it still rotates. It rotates over itself because the center is inside the figure. But no problem. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let me put it again to 0. And the rotation, 0. And the rotation center, ay, Dios mío. Finally, the rotation center can also be one of the vertices of the figure. I am putting it exactly over E and look what happens. Es como si le hubieran puesto un chinche ahí. You can imagine that. That is a rotation. So kids, if you have any question, now is the time for saying it. Si nos acá volvemos a entrar, no, chicos, ya voy a cambiar a español porque ustedes ya tuvieron las 2 horas conmigo. Miren, la sexta hora hicieron la actividad que les dije que del worksheet. Si no la han terminado, pues busquen un espacio para terminarla y me la envían. O si no, pues envíenmela así. No es nota, pero chicos, acostúmbrense a desarrollarla. Y esta segunda hora es cuando ustedes, es esta. La siguiente es con otro curso y ustedes estarán en otra clase. Así que yo les voy contando por Padlet qué clase hacemos la siguiente vez, si retomamos con geometría, si retomamos con prime numbers o si empezamos la parte de estadísticas, que vamos a retomar un poquito el tema de los conjuntos para poder meter luego cosas de probabilidad. Sí, me la envían, sí, como un fidget spinner, Juan Pablo. Exacto. Chicos, me la envían por Fidia, sí, por medio de fotos o como dijo Pardo, si logran editar el archivo, también está bien, no hay ningún problema. Chicos, estoy muy pendiente de las preguntas que tengan, ¿vale? Ahorita Zoom nos saca en menos de un minuto, pero cualquier cosa yo les respondo por Fidias, chicos. Entonces, muchas gracias por estar en la sesión y nos vemos pronto.